Hey everyone, it's Dr. Zelina here with Acuvida. Thank you so much for watching my channel. I'm a doctor of acupuncture and traditional Chinese medicine, and I practice integrative medicine here in Los Angeles. I specialize in women's health, mental health, autoimmune, and spiritual integration. And today I wanted to talk to you about trauma. Trauma is a really important topic that comes up for me in my work, but also in my personal life. It's no secret that I have my own trauma that I'm healing from on a day-to-day basis, as I'm sure most of you are as well. Trauma is not so much just about the event and what happened to you, but trauma is what happens inside of you as a response to this event. The different processes and how we process and how we perceive this trauma, everybody has a different experience. So one person's experience to the same event can be different from another's, and neither one is right or wrong. I recently saw a film by Dr. Gabor Mate, one of my favorite influencers of my work, The Wisdom of Trauma. If you haven't seen it, I highly, highly recommend it. thewisdomoftrauma.com. You can go to their website and stream the movie. It's incredibly powerful. It can be a bit of a trigger, especially if you're in an emotionally sensitive space. Just know that and be prepared for that. However, if you do watch the entire film, you will be able to gain a more clear understanding of trauma, how it affects you and how it affects the people around you and how it affects communities, all sorts of communities. I highly recommend it. You can go to thewisdomoftrauma.com and stream it from there. So as I mentioned, trauma is an experience that's internalized, and we each have our own interpretation of certain events. And how we can heal from this trauma differs for everybody as well. But I feel as though trauma is something we need to address on an individual level, but also on the collective level. And the best way that we can address it is by healing ourselves first, leading by example. And some of my favorite healing modalities include things that reconnect the whole body, mind, and spirit. Because trauma is, there's so many different layers to trauma. Like, as I mentioned, it's internal, and our process is different. Everybody's process is different, and our trauma levels are different. Trauma is also stored in our body. So even though we have an experience and we cognitively and emotionally feel better, it can still linger in our physical bodies and be stored in our muscle tissues and in our bones, and even in our DNA. It also gets passed on ancestrally, and we also deal with ancestral trauma from so many different things that have happened throughout life and decades and through generations. All of this stuff it's still there and it's still present, and it is my firm belief that now, this day and age, 2022, we have the tools, the knowledge, the resources, the know-how to heal not only our own individual traumas, but the traumas of our ancestors that we continue to carry on with us today, present day. And what I've learned so far is that mind, body, spirit modalities are incredibly powerful and helpful. Some of my favorites include therapy, meditation, yoga, and of course, my top favorite is acupuncture, because acupuncture can address so many things all in one session. But it's a powerful modality because it reconnects your mind, your body, your spirit. It's a very physical medicine, but it's also a very energetic medicine. And it's one of my favorites. It is my favorite. And that is why I became an acupuncturist, because I love it so much. And it's helped me personally on an individual level throughout my healing journey. Acupuncture is wonderful. So if you are interested in learning more about acupuncture and trauma healing, definitely feel free to reach out. But more than anything, I wanted to just remind you all that we are all healing from trauma. Every one of us. We've all experienced some sort of trauma that we are still healing from. So number one, be so kind and so compassionate with yourself. Remember to love yourself, but also be kind to others, because we don't know what they're going through. I hope this information was helpful. Please feel free to share it. And if you have any thoughts or comments to share, please leave them below this video. Thanks again for watching.